today's lessons on translations. A translation is when each point of a figure is moved the same distance and in the same direction. You normally will see this as xy maps to x plus a value, y plus a value. Now again, that can be plus or minus those values depending on if it's moving left, right, up, or down. So all this is basically you just are adding or subtracting to either the x or the y value or possibly both. So let's look at example 1 here, where we've got xy goes to x y minus 3. So we look at this example, and we've got a prime, or a here. It's going to move to a prime. So for a prime, notice that the x does not change. So the 2 stays 2, but the y is subtracted by 3. So we look at this, 3 minus 3 gives us 0. So we get the new point, a prime is 2, 0. For b prime, okay, so on b prime, the 3 does not change, but that 1 gets subtracted by 3, so 1 minus 3 is a negative 2. Then for c prime, the c does not change, so it stays 1. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. So now that we have those, we need to graph these points. So we go right 2, down or up 0. Does not change. Here's a prime. Okay. B prime, we go right 3, down 2. Here we go. And then C prime, 1, negative 1. Here's C prime. Connect these dots. And there we go. Now let's look at example number 2 here, where we have xy maps to x plus 4, y plus 2. So in this case, m prime, we actually do have to change this x. So we got negative 5 plus 4 gives us a negative 1. Negative 3 plus 2 also gives us a negative 1. For a prime, negative 2 plus 4 is a positive 2. Negative 3 plus 2 is a negative 1. For t prime, negative 2 plus 4 is 2. And then negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. And then for h prime, we've got negative 5 plus 4 gives us negative 1. Negative 5 plus 2 gives us negative 3. Now that we have all 4 points, we can graph those. So for m, we go left 1, down 1. Here's m prime. For a prime, we go right 2, down 1. Here's a prime. For t prime, right 2, down 3. And for h prime, left 1, down 3. Here's h. Connect those dots. And there's our shape. If you want to fill it in, you can. Alright, so now looking at these, if you notice, again, like the one for reflections, the figures do not change size or shape, so they are congruent, which means that their corresponding angles are congruent and their corresponding sides are congruent. We are going to look at practice 1 and 2 now to see how we would end up working these problems, and then you'll be working on your assignment. On your assignment, it does have some mixtures of translations with reflections as well. So they end up actually building upon each other and doing a little bit more work. But again, you did the reflections previously, so you should be fine with doing both of them. So number 1. So it says graph and label the preimage and image xy maps to x plus 2, y minus 3. So let's go ahead and graph the original one. -1, -3, +2, +1, and then -2, -2. So here is A, here is B, here is C. Connect those dots, and there's our shape. Alright, so now we're going to change our color on this, and we're going to make A prime. So -1 plus 2 ends up giving us +1. -3 minus 3 is -6. For B prime, we've got 2 plus 2, which is 4. 1 minus 3, which is -2. And then C prime, we've got -2 plus 2, which is 0. And then -2 minus 3, which is -5. There we go with all our 3 points. Now we just need to graph them. Right 1, down 6, there is A prime. Right 4, down 2 is B prime. And then 0, so not left or right any, and just down 5 is C prime. Connect those dots, and we've graphed both of our figures. Now let's look at number 2. This time we're going to graph and label, and we're going to do xy maps to x minus 6y. In this case, let's go ahead and graph the original one first. 2, 4, 2, 1, and then 4, 4. Those dots. Here is E, F, and G. And now to do our transformation. So, in this one, only the x is changing, and that's being -6. They're subtracted by 6. So 2 minus 6 is -4. And then 4 stays 4. For F, 2 minus 6 is -4. And then 1 stays 1. And for G, 4 minus 6 is -2. And then 4 stays 4. So to graph this, left 4, up 4 is E prime. Left 4, up 1 is F prime. And then left 2, up 4 is G prime. Dots, and we've done those. Now your assignment on this one is 2 pages. Starts off looking at this, where we've got homework number 2, translations. It has the first page, mainly translations. Near the bottom, it actually has you finding the rule with it. So again, when you're looking at the rule for these, you want to make sure you know which one's first and second. So it always goes from the one without the apostrophe to the one with the apostrophe, and you end up making those ones. You're going to make the rule, you're going to say x, y maps to, and then you'll do x plus or minus a number, y plus or minus a number. Again, it's just working through those, how those work. And then on the next page, you actually have